I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm so excited. We are making these delicious springtime, summertime, vegan lemon ricotta ravioli. And they're homemade, they're easy to make. They're time intensive, but they're easy to make. And you just need a ravioli stamp, some rolling pins. Even if you don't have a ravioli stamp, just use a fork. And you guys are absolutely going to love them. They're non-vegan approved. They're so delicious and they're light and just, they're just perfect for this time of year. And I think they'd be really cute for Mother's Day. So as always, the full written out recipe is on my blog. There's a link in the description box down below for that. You can also find the ingredients written out in the description box, as well as links for my cookbook, podcast. Sign up for my newsletter so you never miss a new recipe, and anything that I think you might need for this recipe is linked in the description box. If you like my videos, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff helps the channel out, helps us to grow and spread more vegan recipes. And now let's go make these vegan ravioli. Let's start off by making our filling. So we're adding in some vegan Parmesan cheese, the juice of 1 lemon, and then we are going to add in some tofu. I had a mixture of super firm tofu and extra firm tofu. I would just suggest using only extra firm tofu for this, and a little bit of salt. And then we are just going to let the blender do its job and just let it blend up until it reaches a really thick consistency, and it should kind of look like hummus, like not entirely, but that's kind of the consistency you're looking for, something like this. Then I'm going to chop up some herbs. I'm using basil and fresh oregano, but you can use any herbs that you like in here. It's really easy to customize, and just remember the herbs obviously add a flavor, so use herbs that you like. Don't add things in that you don't like. So I'm just going to give it a nice chop up as finely as I can. Nothing too crazy here. So doing the basil first, and then we'll do the oregano. When you do the oregano, make sure that you don't get any stems in there because you don't want to have like a stemmy bit. These are going into the dough and they're going to add a nice little touch. If you don't feel like doing this, you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. But I think it looks really pretty. So see, I saw a stem, I'm just going to take it out. So once we have those, we're going to make our pasta dough. So I'm taking some all-purpose flour for this. If you're gluten-free, you could try using gluten-free all-purpose flour. I don't know how it's going to work. Some salt and turmeric, and then we're going to add in those fresh herbs and give everything a nice mix around. Too crazy here yet, just mixing it around so everything is well incorporated. Then we're going to add in some olive oil, and finally we're going to slowly add in water. I like to add in a little bit at a time so that way I can really assess the dough. Now you can do all of this of course in a stand mixer if you want. I like to do it by hand personally. It gives me a better feel for the dough, if I need to add more water, less water, and I just like doing it by hand. Sometimes it feels like a real big pain in the butt to take out the stand mixer, quite honestly. So once I feel like I can get in there with my hands, it's like a shaggy dough, I'm going to go in nice clean hands, and we're just going to continuously add the water. I felt that the dough was dry, I could still feel the flour in there. That's what I'm going off of. The more you make dough, the more you understand what the dough needs. And I'm just going to knead it for about 5-ish minutes. Again, you can do this in the stand mixer if you like, but you don't need to. You can completely do this by hand. And then once it's all done and I can form it into a ball, we're going to cut it into 4 pieces. It should be a nice smooth dough and it'll look something like this. So we're cutting into 4s. Make sure to cover any of the dough you're not working on. Now grab your rolling pin and get to rolling. So basically I'm just trying to roll this as thin as I can. If you have a pasta machine or the pasta attachment for the stand mixer, great, you can use it if you like, but it's totally achievable by rolling pin, and I'm flipping it and kind of rolling it both long ways and short ways, and until it looks like nice and thin, and you can kind of see my fingers through it. That's what we're going for. So now we're going to take this sheet and we're going to fold it in half. We're going to take the ravioli stamp and we're going to just gently mark out where the ravioli are going to be. You want to fit as many ravioli as you can onto here because unfortunately you can't really re-roll out this dough again. It only gets one shot. So make as many ravioli as you can. I got about 5 per sheet for how big I rolled them. Spread it out, and then we are going to add in little dollops of filling. You don't want to add too much because if you do, then the ravioli won't stay shut. So I do like about probably a heaping tablespoon. Add a little bit of water in between. This will help the 2 sheets stick together. And now just use your hands and press it down pretty firmly. Get everything organized and lined up correctly, and then give it a nice press. Take your ravioli stamp. Just use whatever shape you like. I had this little heart shape, so I thought it was really cute. Cut it out, and that's it, all done. If you don't have a ravioli stamp, you can just cut them with a knife and then seal them with a fork. It's, whatever you have on hand. I do like the ravioli stamps. They are a lot of fun. And that's it. They're absolutely adorable. So see here, these are the scraps. Like I said, you can't really do anything with them. You can cut them up and boil them and make fresh pasta. You can do that. Set the ravioli aside in a covered bowl, and now we are just going to repeat making all of our ravioli. You will get about 20 ravioli from this, And that's pretty much all you have to do. It's once you get going and you get a little method, it's easy. So they're all done. At this point, if you wanted to freeze them, this is when you would freeze them. But we're going to cook them, of course. So they go into a pot of boiling water, about 5 or 6 at a time, for about 3 to 5 minutes until they float to the top. They're going to look so gorgeous. Looks beautiful. Use a slotted spoon, strain them out, and just repeat until they are all cooked. I'm taking the leftover tofu ricotta filling that we made and just spreading it on the bottom of my plate that I'm going to serve it on. You will have leftover filling, so this is a great way to use it. And I'm just going to add some ravioli on there, and then we can add a little bit of olive oil. This is like a lemon olive oil that I have, and some vegan Parmesan cheese. Add a few more fresh herbs, and I kept it so simple for this. I really wanted just the flavor of those ravioli to stand out. Of course, you could make a sauce, but the flavor just shines through so well with that little bit of that olive oil on there, the vegan parm. It's just perfect.